jump cut, jump cut, jump cut, jump cut, jump cut, jump cut, jump cut. Working out, exercising in the garage. So I think the first and most important thing to explain to people as I sit in a JC Penney parking lot is explain why it is that I actually exercise and what I try to get out of exercise. So for the most part, when it's resistance training or cardio or aerobic, I let that space, my exercise space, be somewhere for me to just be mindful. So I'm not trying to be distracted with music for the most part, not trying to be distracted with how many repetition or how fast I'm going or all these things. I just kind of go in there, do the things that I'm supposed to do, and allow that to be the thing that gives me fulfillment. So it's a matter of being really present in the moment and being able to do the best I can. When it comes to resistance training, I do try to make sure that my few reps are difficult. So whatever I'm doing, I just kind of pick a weight and make sure that my last few reps are difficult. I can do anchor sets. So with the anchor sets, what that is, if I'm doing dumbbell bench press, I just grab a weight. Let's say I grab 40 pounds. I'm going to do 40 pounds until I can do one more rep. And then I have that number. So let's say that number is 20. So I did 20 reps at 40 pounds. The next set, I'm going to do 20 reps no matter what. So those will be done maybe in a set of 16 and 4 or a set of 15, 3, 2, whatever it is. And then I accumulate the volume. For cardio, I just try to kind of let my mind go. If I'm doing CrossFit at Mecca or one of the local gyms in Austin, I just kind of just go. I have a good pace. I'm not trying to kill myself. I no longer want to try to kill myself doing CrossFit. So it's usually 80 to 90% effort. If I let my ego kind of get in the way, then it becomes 90% effort. And then I kind of recognize what it is that's causing me to let my ego get in the way. And then I kind of have that as a an idea of informing what could be lacking for myself in that moment, what I might be telling myself with stepping outside of what would be like balance for myself and letting the ego drive. All that to be said, today's workout that I did, or the workout that I did, was some bar muscle ups, some toe to bar, just some skill work, and then keeping my heart rate around 140 to 160, somewhere in that range. So nothing too dramatic, but getting good, uh, just good recovery for the day. For the toe to bar here, what I'm trying to do is keep rigidity in my lats so my arms are staying straight. And when I initiate that first pull, it's pushing like a straight arm lat pull down into the bar and then allowing my hips to kind of pop upward. As I go into my next repetition, my ears and my biceps are pretty much in line and I'm pushing my head through what it looks like pushing my head through. But what I'm doing is really trying to get a good stretch of my lat, straightening out the arm, building all that tension in the lat. Gives a lot of potential energy there, and then snapping my arm into that straight arm position again to go right into that next rep. So it's a lot of elastic tension within the muscle, the tendons, all that stuff. So allowing that elastic tension to fluctuate between the repetitions. And then there I just did one big set of 20. For my pull-ups, so let's go over the pull-ups real quick. Every time, this one was kind of like a mile match situation, I try to get a good deep stretch in that bottom position. I'm using straps here because I don't want my grip to be the failure point. I did a few sets before without, and I just at that point in time, I can't really get a great activation within my lats. So I'm driving with my elbows down. I'm still kind of far away from the bar. And then as I lower down, it's a slow eccentric, not rebounding out of the bottom, but keeping that controlled into that bottom position. For the bar muscle ups, it was a similar idea as the total bar, trying to get as much tension into the lat as possible and pulling as low as I could with a straight arm onto my body. So pulling down towards my chest, it'd be a little bit harder to sit up and over onto the bar to get that bar muscle up and be more of a dip. As I'm trying to pull each time, I'm trying to be as fast and explosive as possible. Once I start to lose that explosiveness, that's when I just terminate the set and go on to the next thing. If I'm no longer being explosive, I'm no longer being quick and pulling low onto my bar, I'm training the wrong thing. So that's what I was trying to train. It was almost getting to a straight arm locked out position into that bar muscle up. Being someone who's 200 to 210 pounds, this does take a little bit of warming up to do. So I did some pull-ups to warm up, made sure that I was really good in my lats, and then I threw in some sets of the bar muscle ups. Because it is dynamic, they just put a lot of tension, especially in that bottom reswing position. There's a lot of tension on the lat. That's where risk of injury could occur, or is highest and an injury could occur. So making sure that I properly warm that up because I am bigger, it makes more sense. If you're not as heavy or it's not as cumbersome, maybe not need to warm up as much. But if you're doing pull-ups, and if you're not doing like 20 or 30 of them as a little ninja, then you should at least definitely warm that up. For the bike, I was just pedaling, just enough time to recover, getting about 30 calories per time. And that was kind of basically it. So things that you want to kind of maintain when you're thinking about the gymnastics is keeping that straight body position, especially in the lat, and letting the lat generate the power. So it's not coming from the legs. You're not swinging your legs. You are generating from the lats and then hips. So lats and then hips. For the pull-ups, all I was focusing on was getting a deep stretch into that bottom position and then making sure to pull with the elbows, leading the elbows down to get that great pull. Hopefully this was helpful. A little bit of understanding of why I exercise. I'm sure I've said this before in some of the other videos, but that's kind of what it is. It's no longer something that I really try to compete in. It's something that I allow as a space for me to just be present and not necessarily have to be all about performing. So let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments below about this stuff. People are getting reckless in the parking lot. There's an IKEA over here too. Holiday season. Good luck. All right. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Enjoy your holidays. Later. Sick hack, bro. Love me some French bread. Going to eat it. Going to devour it. I will eat it all.